What up, world? It's Pmo, aka Jadea, checking in on y'all one good time. So I'm here today to discuss the age-old question, the age-old discussion, and that is, should black women wear their hair natural? Let's talk about it. And of course, my thoughts on it. So, this has actually been asked numerous times on my channel by numerous women and also like black women that I am in contact with in life. You know, it's like the question always comes up, you know, how do you feel about this? You know, and this is, you know, rocking that natural fro or whatever it is, you know what I mean? And so it comes up. It's come up. So we're going to talk about it and hopefully squash it once for history, for all time, man. So for any of y'all women out there who had this question, hopefully today I can answer this for y'all. So let's get it. So I'm going to give y'all, first I got to tell y'all my background, because y'all might have to understand my background to understand my perspective on this, all right? So growing up as a little kid, the only hairstyle I ever saw my mother wear was a natural. What's a natural? Some of y'all don't know what that means. Some of y'all might be too young to understand what the natural is. The natural is basically a combed out fro. You feel me? It's just a fro. You just comb it out. And that was my mom. Don't get it twisted, boy. My mom, she's something beautiful, you know? And, you know, I think growing up as a young man, seeing my mom have that hairstyle and then contrasting her to like the white women and whatever other type of women out there, like it made me feel a certain type of pride about my mother. Do y'all understand me? And, you know, these are certain things that you don't realize until you get older. You know, when you're a little kid, you're not really thinking about all that stuff. You just know that's your mom and that's how she look. You know what I mean? Like she got the different hairstyle. It's beautiful. She's a little different, right? And you get older and you come to appreciate certain things. And that's one of the things that I look back on in my childhood, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate my mom for being black and strong. And I know I could go to her with issues and with concerns that I have, and she gonna keep it real with me. You know what I mean? About those types of issues, man. Period. Because especially as a young black man, you need to know that your mom understand what it is to be black. See, because I think like in a lot of instances, like women have it a little bit easier than men. Like in some instances, not all the time, but like I think like black women and black men, yeah, they have the same struggles, but I think young black males have it a little bit harder. So it's good for you to know that you have somebody who ain't afraid and you could talk to about certain issues, man. Because you need somebody to talk to about certain things, certain times. And so I'm just saying that having my mother with that hairstyle, you know, and having her have the pride in who she was, you know, I felt like it empowered me to be a black man. You feel me? And I didn't have to try to blend in and fit in with everything that's going on. I could still take care of all my business all the same way and be as excellent as they come and still maintain my pride in who I am. You understand? So I'm just giving y'all, that's my background, a little bit about me. Now, not only my mom, but my grandmother, only hairstyle to this day. And I'm talking about my grandma, like in her I think she just turned 90 this year. You know what I mean? Grandma, beautiful woman. Only hairstyle I've ever seen her have, the natural. Looking back on photos of my dad back in the day, you know, him and my mom together, family portrait, you feel me? They both had the natural. You know what I mean? So my pops with the fro, my mom with the natural. So it's like, it goes. But now, of course, you know, we living in this new generation where it's like everybody wants to do different things. I remember seeing my sister, she would straighten her hair. I'm talking about, boy, she'd get that hot comb, get to, I'm like, wow, like going through all that just to look like them, you know? And so like for me, when I saw it and it immediately like turned me off. Like, and I'm not talking about sexually, it's just like when you see somebody alter themselves like that so that they could look a certain type of way for certain types of people, like it just, your immediate reaction is like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, why are you changing yourself? Like, God made you perfect. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And like, but that's those people's choices. So y'all can kind of see where I'm leaning. I'm all for black women natural hair, like afros, whatever it is, natural. I think it's powerful, and obviously it's unique. And more than either of those two things, it's you. It is who you are. You know what I mean? And so, like, take pride in that. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that any African American person should try to, alter anything that God gave to them so that they could fit in with another society or another culture. I think that, to the contrary, that we should be embracing our unique identity and basically forming our world or our culture or our civilization around that identity, man. Period. Because, there's the age-old saying, it goes, keep it real. And we say keep it real like it's slang, you know what I mean? But I think that there's nothing more important, or one of the most important things for a person to be is authentic. Because a person who's authentic and real is someone who you trust. Somebody who faking with you, somebody who playing a role with you, it's hard to really trust that person. But when you know that you talking to a person who black, who's proud, who has your back, and who's real, man, those people are rare. And those are the type of people that you want in your life. Those type of people that you want to talk to. You want to find out more about them. You want to open up a little bit to those type of people. And I know we only talking about a hairstyle, but everything about you says something about you. You know what I mean? And so if you changing yourself to look like something else, you know what I'm saying? Like it makes you wonder about that person's integrity, And I'm going to be honest too. I'm going to put it like this. Look, a lot of like young black people don't care about their identity. And a lot of young black people, men and women, are actually ashamed of their skin color. They look at their skin or their hair or whatever as a bad thing or as a burden on society, or I don't know what the hell they have, like an inferiority complex, basically. And so those type of people, they don't care if you keeping it real as a black person. Like, they don't care because that's not their thing anyway. Like, they are ashamed of themselves. So naturally they're going to oppose black power, like a black pride, black power type move. They're not interested in that. They don't want to have no part in that because they hate their reflection. They have issues with themselves. But I'm talking about real people, like people who come from, good stock. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they say the apple don't fall too far from the tree. So I'm saying people with potential, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones who you want to be sure that you represent the right way for. And not only that, but you need to represent as a black person all the way, because there's generations of kids coming up after you, and they are expecting you to hold it down to basically create something for them. Because I tell you, that's one thing about white folks, man, and about successful people in general, is that like they set a foundation for people who are coming up to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, they look out for those people who are coming up, and they provide opportunities for them and different platforms for them to be able to express themselves and to be able to be successful in this world. And so I think that even such a small thing as like a hairstyle, like standing up to your racist boss and standing up to your racist classmates who don't understand certain things about life and about history because they never experienced it. Like, that's your responsibility, and you have to lay that foundation because it's other people coming up after you who need to know, like, that it's okay to be black. You feel me? It's okay to take pride in who you are and to show that on a daily basis, and be excellent in that, and not be ashamed of that, but actually walk around with pride in your heart for who you are. You know what I'm saying? Turning away from this sense of self-rejection into embracing who you are, man. That's a whole video in itself, man. But it goes down to the littlest things such as hairstyle. You know what I mean? Because everything about you says something about you. So yeah. Now, I'm going to transition this a little bit, and I'm going to try to close this video out in the next 5 minutes. So I want to transition to attraction, because a lot of times I hear women say, like, is it sexy? You know what I mean? And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like, look, pervert, what is sexy to pervert Paul? Okay? might be raunchy to me. I would never want to see a beautiful black woman walk around the street looking like a hoe or looking like she loose. You feel me? Like I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it. Same way you don't want to see a brother walking down the street with his pants hanging on his knees. You know what I'm saying? So what I consider attractive? Like, listen, I'm gonna put it like this to you, because I'm real with it. What is ideal to me is not sexy. What's ideal to me is like appropriate and attractive. Like appropriate and attractive and classy. Like something that's sexy, you expect to see that at like a club or something, or some type of environment like that. Like, oh, she's sexy. Like, okay, whatever. There's a time and place for that. But just in general, like, I don't see that. But if you talking about the club environment, not that that's my scene, but yes, a natural is sexy in that environment. But I'm going to tell you one thing. It's hard to be holy and sexy at the same time. I'm telling you, like, those two things don't really mesh too well. Usually you're going to end up one or the next. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You got to make that choice. Okay, but I'm going to put it like this to you. In terms of attraction, I don't think there is a more attractive image than, to me in my mind, than a black woman with a natural. And like, there are certain details that I want to tell y'all that I can't really get into because, like, I know it might be some teenagers and stuff watching this video, but like, you know, it's very attractive, man. And it draws my attention completely, on deeper than a physical level. It's almost like a spiritual thing. And when that connection is made, it's a wrap. Trust me. That's what every relationship should be anyway. It's more than just a physical connection, but a spiritual one as well. And to see you in your natural form, oh boy. And I hope I made my point here. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I like that. Like, I think it's like we call it a natural, and it is natural. And that same naturalness is what created you and me and every other human being who's walking the face of this earth. Do not be ashamed of it. Wear it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm not going to say would I prefer my woman to wear this or that. You know, if I was to approach a girl, would I approach a girl most likely who had this hair or that hair? It's hard really to say that. But I could definitely say that when I see a young woman who has a natural and is looking presentable and is attractive, like, I'm immediately inquisitive to who she is. Like, I want to approach her. I want to know who she is. When I see black women like with their hair straightened and looking like European women, like, you're kind of like, it's not bad, but I'm not interested in that person the same way. It's a little bit different. You know, I think that this is a woman who is in the world a little bit, and a woman who is not, maybe she might be playing both sides is what I'm basically trying to say. And so I'm kind of suspect about her, but I don't necessarily feel that same way about the black woman with the natural. Like, you kind of, I mean, maybe it's just because my background, like I described to y'all earlier, like it kind of makes me feel like I could trust you a little bit more when I see a woman like that. It reminds you more of home, you feel me, rather than this world. And so, yeah, man, that's my 2 cents on this. I could go on and on about this all day, but this video is actually a little bit longer than most of my videos. But yeah, you know, y'all leave y'all comments below, man. Tell me what y'all think. I think this is an important topic that should be discussed. And I mean, the way I hear black women asking about it, I think it's appropriate to discuss it. Even though to me, it's not really too much to it, but sometimes you gotta liberate yourself. And that's really what my channel is about. Like, sometimes you have to like pull your own mind out from the gutter or out from wherever is contaminated and bring yourself to a state of like liberation, like with your mindset and the way you view people, relationships, your neighbors, and so on and so forth. And most importantly, yourself, man, in relationship to this world, you know. And so it is what it is, man. Y'all have a blessed one. It's P-Mo, aka oops. aka Jadea. I'm out of here. Gone.